I was reading a scientific report the other day, a very fun reading, but to me it's thrilling. I love it. I love all of this stuff to see how it can apply to the things I do and the things that you're interested in as well. Basically, it was looking at two things. If you give someone a desired outcome and that is their only focus, what is the impact on the degree to which they achieve it versus what is the impact of a negative thing or a fear-based thing and how that impacts the drive away from the fear-based thing. Because looking at this scientific data, we can actually start to determine whether the way we look at our portfolios in investing is actually going to be more productive for us or less productive. And when I say productive, I mean profitable. There's other areas of wealth we can get into, like time wealth, familial wealth, so much more than just financial wealth. But is the positive desire sufficient to get us there on its own? Or is a fear-based instinct, a fear-based feeling enough to get us to where we want to go? Or is there another option? If none of that makes sense, it will as we clarify in this video. But if you're new here, welcome to the club. My name's Lewis Jackson. I help investors just like you really try to strategize for wealth and generational wealth. This isn't just about short-term gains, it's about thinking about legacy and the values that you want to put out into the world. So if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, click subscribe on this channel. I know that there's so many of you, in fact, over 85% of you watch these videos, but you're not subscribed. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you know anyone else that would enjoy this type of video, please share it with them. So back to the study. They did this study with three different mice in the end, actually. Every mouse in this experiment is kind of given like a pullometer, basically how much force can that mouse pull, and they attached it to their tail. Experiment number one is where they just dangled some cheese on the other side. This for us in investing would be very much like the big price prediction or the portfolio amount that we're looking for. That type of thing. It's just the positive outcome, only the positive. And so they dangled that in front of the mouse and it pulled as hard as it could, right? And it pulled actually about 3 to 4 times more than it normally would have without the desired effect. So if they got a mouse just to pull on its own without the cheese, it would have been, that was like the baseline. Then they put the cheese in front of it and it pulled, 3 to 4 times stronger than it would have without the cheese. So that's the positive impact. You're obviously going to do better things if you've got a positive outcome. But what happens if you have a negative outcome? Well, the negative outcome in this mouse situation is that they replaced the cheese, they took the cheese away, and they actually put a cat behind the mouse. So now it's creating a fear-based kind of movement. It's an instinctual fear-based thing. And so the mouse actually moves more effectively away from fear than it does towards desire. And actually significantly more, like 20 times more power than the baseline when running away from fear. So if you want actually a stronger pull towards your desired outcome, you actually need to replace your positive outcome with a fear-based thing, like I don't want to miss out this bull run, or I don't want to be poor forever, I don't want to, all these negative things. Use that and you'll actually pull stronger. The thing is that the mouse that had the fear-based thing behind it pulled way stronger, 20 times stronger, but could pull for half the duration of time. So that indicated to all of the scientists that you can't keep that kind of fear-based thing up because eventually you exhaust yourself, right? And so there must be a better way. And so what they did is they dangled the cheese in front of the third mouse, and they actually put the smell of, it was actually cat urine, okay? I didn't mean to go into cat urine in this video, okay? But they did that to make the mouse think that the cat was really there. And what ended up happening was a 40 to 50 times stronger pull on that mouse versus any of the others. So what does that tell us about our investing? We need absolutely a positive thing that we're going for. But the best way to make that positive thing that we're going for more inevitable and to go at it with more momentum, you have to have fear instilled in you as well. This is the lack of acceptance that you will be who you are now in 10 years. The unwillingness to waver from your goal. These things that you kind of lay judgment on yourself if you don't improve. These types of things are really useful for instilling fear in us while also looking towards that positive outcome. So let's make this a bit more actionable so you can actually do these things. When I talk about all this stuff with my students in my BlockFlow program, we're really trying to get into the nitty-gritty of this stuff, because this is what drives you to actually install new behaviors into your life, new ways that you react to different things. In crypto, the markets go up, the markets go down. If you can change the way you fundamentally chemically react to that stimuli, you're just going to make better decisions. Certainly if you've got a plan to top that up, so that you're in killer mode, you're in beast mode at that point. You are running away from that fear-based thing and you're running towards that desired-based thing. Like you're really combining both forces. So this is a little bit interesting, and I'm gonna lose a load of people here just kind of watching and thinking, what is he talking about? I just believe this stuff down to my core, okay? So one thing that I've done, and I did it maybe a couple of years ago even, and actually as soon as I did it, I started seeing a lot of changes in my life, mentally, even financially, from the business perspective. Everything I wanted to do, I could do, and I was doing, and were successful. A lot of that comes down to this whole idea of manifestation. Wherever you think that power comes from, it's not important. But the point is, I faced a vision board essentially every day of this desired outcome. Now, the desired outcome is a really good thing to be looking at every single day. But what do we know about the desired outcome versus the fear-based outcome? That the desired outcome is good, but it could be way better. So the best way to be doing this is not only to create a vision board of all the things you want to see in your life in 5 years' time, like I want this body and have a picture of that body on there. I want this much money, and screenshot a bank account that has the amount of money you want in it. All of the different things, the car I want, the house I want. You put that all on a vision board. You look at it every single day. That's wonderful. But here's a little thing that no one's considering. If we want to integrate fear-based elements into all of this, we need an anti-vision board. We need a vision board that goes against, is the exact opposite of who you're going to become. Maybe right now, if you are so displeased with yourself, maybe pictures of your current life, your current body, your current financial status, maybe those are enough to create fear in you, that just imagining yourself right now having made no progress in 5 years' time, maybe that scares you, maybe that terrifies you, maybe that's what causes you to tug on that pelometer that the mouse was doing with its tail. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's a more extreme version of who you are right now. Maybe you've gained weight in 5 years, maybe you've got less money, maybe none of your family want to talk to you, maybe you're dead. Like maybe this stuff is the motivator to instill that fear, to drive you towards that desired outcome. And maybe you look at both of those every single morning. You look at your desired outcome. You instill that desire in you, that motivation. And you also look at your anti-vision board, where you stare right in the face the exact thing you don't want, the thing that strikes fear into you. And I know this sounds weird when we talk about this in a crypto or investing perspective, but all of this is what makes the wealth come. If you want the wealth to come in floods, do what I've just said. Have a vision board, have an anti-vision board. If you want the wealth to just trickle in, just have a desire board, just have a vision board, and just go towards that big price target, and you'll get somewhere close to it. For me personally, I want to squeeze the most I can out of the available time I have left. And the best way to do that is with desire and fear combined. So with all that being said, if you're new here and you didn't watch my last video, I really think it's a good one to be watching. It's all about, when this money comes in and you do make a load of money in this bull run, now what? What are we doing right now? So I urge you to click that video right here. You can click the subscribe button right here or down below. If you are at all interested in working with me to help build this legacy based on your values and priorities in life for your generational wealth, you can click the link in the description and work with me there. Okay, that's all. I'll see you in the next one.